Hey guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra Unit 1.1 Notes, Day 2. Today we're talking about simplifying algebraic expressions by, that's right, combining like terms. Doo-doo-doo. Our learning target today is to be able to simplify expressions by combining like terms. So, a couple things that we got to talk about first are algebraic expressions. Okay, an algebraic expression, it can blah blah blah. It can contain numbers, variables, operations, but here's the key thing: they do not contain an equal sign. Okay, if you look at 1, 2, and 3 below that, there are no equal signs there. Okay. The next thing we're going to talk about are terms. Terms are separated by addition and subtraction signs. So if we're looking at number 1, my terms are separated by the addition and subtraction signs. So there's a term and there's a term. If you look at it, we have 1, 2, 3 terms. My first term, and I'm just going in order from left to right, is the 2x cubed. Then we have that 9x, but what type of 9x is it? Well, the subtract, that's also a negative, okay? So that's a negative 9x. And then that very last thing, that last number is 13. Okay, so those are my terms. Now, the last thing we're talking about, well, at least the last thing for right now, are the coefficients, okay? The coefficients, those are the numbers multiplied in front of a variable. So coefficients only have variables. I have 2 variables, so that means there are 2 coefficients. The numbers out in front are 2, and the other one is, good, -9. Okay, so let's do the same thing for number 2. So looking at my terms, I'm finding my addition and subtraction signs. I break it down. I have 1, 2, 3 terms. 11 is the first one. 7, but what type of 7? Good, it's a -7. And then what about that n? Oh, I'm sorry, I should have -7n. Come on, Mr. Grice, you're slacking. Second day of school, give me a break. All right, so -7n, and at the very end, it's a -n squared. Okay, now, how many variables do we have? Good, we have 2 variables, so those are my coefficients, a -7. But then what's in front of the -n squared? Remember, there's an invisible 1 there, okay? There's always, if there's a variable there and no number in front of it, there's always a 1 because there's 1. You can see it, okay? Now, for number 3, why don't you guys pause the video and see if you can fill out the terms and the coefficients all on your own. Good luck. Remember, this is where you pause the video. Okay, there we go. So there were 4 terms when we break it down. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. So 6, sorry, that should have been a 6x. Mr. Grice is still sleeping over here. 2y squared and -5y. Sorry about that. So those are my 4 terms, but then 3 of those are coefficients. Why did I say 3? Because that -3 right there, it doesn't have a variable with it, okay? So I get the 6, the 2, and the -5. Okay? All right, moving on. We're going to talk about simplifying algebraic expressions by combining like terms. Okay? So we need to know what like terms are. Okay? Like terms are terms with the same variable, So they have to have the same variable, and they also have to have same exponent. Okay? Same variable, same exponent. Have to, have to, have to. Okay? So um, let's take a look at number 4. All I want to look for is the same like terms. Okay? Identify the like terms. We don't have to do anything else with it. So for number 4, is there another term, sorry, um, x squared? Yeah, it's right here, negative 2x squared. So I would say that my like terms are 6x squared and negative 2x squared. There's another set. What's the other set? Negative 3y and 5y. Those are my like terms. That's all we had to do. Just tell me what's the same. Okay, what about 5? Now, if you don't have a highlighter like me, there's other ways that you can show that they're like terms. Okay, so for 5, the first thing that I see is my 8w squared and my 11w squared. Okay, you can mark them by underlining. So we got 8w squared, comma 11w squared. And what's our other set? Yeah, the 2w and the negative 12w. You can do different shapes around them. That works too. So 2w and negative 12w. Okay, it's very important that you can identify these right away. It's got to be the same variable and the same exponent. Okay? All right, standard form. So standard form is when we are writing terms with the exponents. Okay, remember exponents are that little number in decreasing order. Okay? Now, since I know it's been a long summer, remember decreasing order, we mean that that's going to be the biggest to the smallest. Okay, so we're taking our biggest number to the smallest number when it comes to exponents. So looking at 6, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 terms, and I'm looking for the highest exponent. So my highest exponent is the negative m cubed. That's what comes out first. Okay, so I took care of the negative m cubed. My next one is the negative 4m squared, so negative 4m squared. I took care of that one. Now I have the 7m, say positive 7m. And now that last one, the only number that I have left is 1. And I don't just write 1 because now it looks like 7ml or 7m something. What type of 1 is it? Is it positive or is it negative? Yeah, it's positive, so that would make it a positive 1 at the end. Okay? So why don't you guys try number 7? Just try it. See if you can get everything in order. Remember the highest exponent to the lowest, and then when you come back, my answer will be up. Okay, here we go. We got negative x to the 4th minus 4x cubed plus 5x squared plus 7x minus 3. Now, remember with that 7x, I'm looking out front, and since there's no symbol in front of it, it means it's a positive, okay? It's not negative. If it was negative, there'd be the negative symbol in front, okay? So just remember when you're looking through this, you can just put them in order like, oh, there's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, there's 5. so you know how to order it when you write it in standard form. Okay? All right. Last concept that we're going through today is combining like terms. Combining like terms is when we are adding or subtracting. Okay, so we are adding or subtracting the coefficients of like terms. Okay, so we have to add or subtract the coefficients of like terms. And now if we look at the directions, it's saying to simplify each expression by combining like terms, and we always write our answer in standard form. Okay, so when we're doing this, let's look at 13. My like terms, the 9x, the 3x minus 5x. Okay, so you can write them all in order if you want to, or just 9 plus 3 is 12. 12 minus 5 is 7. Excuse me, so that would be 7x. Okay, and then looking at our other guys, we have negative 10 plus 5 minus 2. Negative 10 plus 5 is negative 5, and negative 5 minus 2 is negative 7. Okay, and if you guys are bad at it, guys, it's okay that you have a little trouble with that. Okay, take out your calculator. Here's mine right here. You have negative 10 plus 5 minus 2. Okay, it's okay to double check with your calculator. All right, so that's my final answer. I'm going to make sure I put a box around it, and I'm going to highlight it. All right, 14. Let's find our like terms. Okay, I see negative m and 2m. Remember, that's a negative 1. So negative 1 plus 2, yeah, it's just m squared. You can put the 1 in front of it. You will not see Miss Carranza and I have the 1 there, but there is 1. So we have negative, or 1m squared. Now looking at the next one, it would be negative 7m plus 7m, negative 7 plus 7. Yeah, those actually cancel out. And then what we're left with is 5m minus 3, 5m, or 5m, 5 minus 3, 5 minus 3 is, what'd you get? Yeah, it's 2. Okay, so the way you would see us write our final answer would be m squared plus 2. Okay, why don't you guys try number 15? Go ahead and pause the video, and good luck. Okay, so I highlighted all my like terms. 3 plus 6 is 9. Negative 7 minus 4 is negative 11. And then the 2, it doesn't have anything to combine with, so it just stays all by itself. All right, number 16. Don't get scared because there are decimals here, okay? Let's go through and find our like terms, okay? I have the 4w, the point 4w cubed and the negative 5w cubed, okay? No like terms with the point 3y squared and the negative 2.1 plus 1.8, okay? Those are our like terms. Now, if you have trouble with the decimals, just use your calculator, okay? You have 0.4 minus 5. 0.4 minus 5 is negative 4.6. So that means my coefficient would be a negative 4.6 y cubed, okay? Now we know that the 0.3y squared did not have a partner, okay? And now the last thing we have to do is negative 2.1 plus 1.8. Okay, If you can't do it in your head, please use your calculator. And what you should get is negative 0.3. Okay, so there's my answer. I'm going to put a box around it so Ms. Carranza or myself do not have to search for it. And then we know that you're done. Okay, so that's a quick go through of simplifying expressions, combining like terms, standard form, and combining like terms. Your homework is on the other side. It's 1.1 practice B. Remember, if you have any questions, please come see Ms. Carranza or myself. We would love to help you out. Otherwise, this is Mr. Grice signing off for Algebra Unit 1.1 Notes, Day 2. Thanks for watching.